Hello and welcome to Salem Connections, a show about the people who make Salem work and their stories. I'm Josh Turiel and I'm hosting this show after 33 years in Salem and 10 years on the City Council. Well, we all talk about news and politics a lot on SATV shows, but we don't talk enough about people with interesting stories to tell, or hobbies, or jobs, or lives. So we have a lot of politicians on the air and not enough normal people. So most of our guests will be regular people here with stories to tell, and I'm looking forward to continuing to share them with you. Our guest today is an artist who works in many different media: paint on canvas, pen on paper, needles on skin. She's well known in the Derby Street neighborhood where she lives, but she's a very well-kept secret to the rest of the city, and I'm going to try and change that. So, Lisa Ainsworth, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Counselor. I mean, former counselor.
Yeah, happily not counselor, but thank you for that, I guess. Oh, and we have a co-host who just randomly showed up here today. We're not sure what to name him yet. According to the branding on him, his name is made in China, but we're trying to come up with a name. So if you come up with something you'd like us to call him in case he shows up on our desk again, I don't know, put it on our show Facebook page at Salem Connections, and we'll try and maybe he'll stick around and we'll give him a title, or he'll disappear into the prop closet. I don't know. So anyhow, with all that, so the very first thing I want to start off with is some of the history stuff. So you are not originally from Salem, but you're from far, far away.
Yes, many places.
So tell me a little bit about that.
I was born in Sturgis, South Dakota, which is out west.
During motorcycle season?
No, I'm a March baby, so no. And then shortly after I was born, we moved to Fort Collins, Colorado for a little while, where my father went to CSU, and he was a deputy sheriff. And then we moved to Maui, Hawaii, where I lived till I was 11. And then I moved to Boulder, Colorado.
Back to the mountains?
Yes. And then to Nevada, and then Las Vegas, Nevada, and then back to Colorado, and then to Arizona, and then back to Colorado, and
so
then
you
here.
Pretty much alternated between mountains and desert until you got here?
Yes. Yes. They each have an interesting pull in their own way.
And how long ago did you come here?
We moved to Massachusetts in 2003. We moved to Watertown. We lived there for 4 years, and then we moved up to Salem in 2007. And
I have to ask, what drew you to this city?
You're going to think I'm a nut.
I've
and
known
I am.
You a while. You're a little bit off center, but I wouldn't say nut.
We're coming for a wedding. My husband's family is from here. We're coming out for a wedding, and about a few months before we moved, we came out for the wedding in 2001, I think. I started having dreams about moving here and what the house looked like and the view out one of the windows and down the street and everything. And when we got here, I looked at my husband and went, it's that dream I told you about. And so we moved 2 years later, and the little condo that we bought is kind of the scene down the street. I don't know if you follow me on social media, but I take this photo of Derby Street, down Derby Street, and where I can see the water, and it's the same.
It's pretty much what you were looking for.
It's the same thing I saw in my dream, so. As you do. We moved,
as one does.
25,000, 100 miles on a dream.
Yeah, but it was apparently a pretty good dream.
It was a good dream. I knew I had to be here for some reason, that I had some sort of business.
Yeah, and your husband was just like, okay, that works.
Sure, yeah. He was working for the city of Boulder, and he has this knack of getting great city jobs. So Salem, he now works for the city of Salem. It's city job number 4, and he loves it. So I think we all.
I was glad to see him finally start here. So.
Oh yeah.
I know that was a while in coming, but.
It was. It's an interesting process to get hired in the city of Salem.
It can be.
It's a process.
Apparently the fastest way to get hired that I've seen is to actually get elected. And then suddenly, oh wait, I work for the city now. But outside of that, it can be a little bit
Yeah,
slow.
it was in 9 months.
That's it. Well, babies are born faster.
Yes, it's true.
In many cases.
Yes.
Ours was one of those, but so so you've been here. Have you been? I know, just to say so, to let her know. So Lisa works as a tattoo artist primarily on the other side of the bridge in Beverly at Good Mojo, and the way I first got to know you, if you recall, was through Chris, my employee.
Yes.
Who has gotten illustrated over at your place many a time.
Yes, he's wonderful.
But oh yeah, I think he's a damn good dude too.
Yeah.
So, but so how long have you been working over there?
I started there, right since we opened in 2009,
Okay.
December 2009. I went full time there in March of 2010.
And what I'm kind of like, how long have you been doing that as your main work, and what drew you to it?
Tattooing?
Yeah.
Well, as my main work, it's only been since I've been at Good Mojo Tattoos, but I did start tattooing in 1998.
Okay.
That's when I apprenticed, back when like an apprenticeship was like a quick and dirty, 6-month biker, all of that business back in Colorado.
I was going to say being born in Sturgis probably drew you to that a little bit.
It was my husband has a degree in from MMI, Motorcycle Mechanics Institute. So he's a certified Harley Davidson mechanic. So for a little bit, our dream was to open like a dual. But now the tattoo business is so different. It would be ridiculous to have a motorcycle shop attached to it, but maybe not. I don't know.
How has that business changed? Because I know until roughly, was it the mid-2000s, it wasn't even legal in Massachusetts or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember what year it was, but I know it was a long time.
It was a long time. But I mean, I know in Colorado we had to work with whomever to get regulations set. I think that was probably happening concurrently here. But it's changed in ways I can't even articulate, because it's been, I've been in the game, so to speak, since '98, and you don't even learn how to do it the same way. Like, I feel like such a dinosaur, because people will be like, oh, my kid would love to learn how to tattoo, and I'm like, well, good luck, because I don't know how you even would get into it anymore.
And as a kind of also a follow-up to that, what kind, I know a lot of your clients, I've seen a lot of your work. I always get dazzled when I see the stuff, and even though I don't have any myself and no particular plans to get them, I just look and say, wow, that's really good.
I appreciate that.
And I appreciate good art, even if I don't want it on me necessarily.
No, I understand. It's not for everyone, you know?
But the stuff, like, how do you figure out what it is that fits somebody? Do you do, I know you do designs to put on people. You have people, I assume people ask for particular themes or designs, or develop stuff with you, or? When
I first started, it was all about flash. You came in and you picked something out of a book and you got it, kanji, which would be Japanese, Chinese characters. You got like dolphins, tribal, all that stuff kind of picked out of a book, and you just kind of, occasionally you would get to draw something really cool for someone. And then it kind of morphed into this thing where people would only, in theory, you would only get something that would only be on you. Like, you wouldn't dare get any sort of concept or tattoo on your body that was on somebody else. Now it's Pinterest boards full of people with tattoos. People come in and expect a tattoo, a picture of and it's already a tattoo on someone. And so you kind of have to pop that balloon and say, I'm sorry, we can use this as inspiration, but we won't, tattoo something that's already tattooed on somebody.
Yeah, you're not doing art that somebody else has already done.
Right, or it's on somebody else's body. I mean, there's only so much you can do with an infinity sign or some of the smaller stuff that's out there. So, I mean, obviously, I don't think anyone's mad at anyone else for replicating that on somebody, but, that's why we all have our own, specific style. We're all artists, so ideally someone would come to us for, their art, our art on their body versus something from somebody else.
And that kind of leads to this. So I know you don't just confine yourself to tattoo work too. You paint, you draw. You've done books for the kiddies and stuff like that.
I've done 4 books for the grownies, the grown-ups. I did 3 books with a couple notable witches here in Salem. Actually, all were
Feel free to name
notable
drop.
witches. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
oh, absolutely.
I did
You're welcome to name drop and plug.
a series of 3 books for Leanne Marama and Sandra Wright on tea leaf reading, crystals, and on candle magic. And then I did the illustrations for Christian Day's book, 10th anniversary of one of his books. I got to do that, and I've done a few of his for his shops. I've done a couple of his product lines I'm really proud of, some watercolors and like candles, pendulum boards, stuff like that. So I feel really fortunate that I got to do that.
I would say, so is there a real difference for you between working on that kind of commercial or publication art and the stuff you do for fun slash art that you do with the intention of either displaying it or selling it or just to make you happy, and or a difference between that art and the art you're doing on people?
It is a big difference between the art that I do on people. I have much more creative freedom with, obviously my own personal art. But specifically when people come in for tattoos, they want what they want. And, it's my job to kind of create, hopefully.
How do you bring that out of somebody? Or like what they might come in and say, I want a Popeye anchor on my bicep kind, and then you're like, no, that's not you. Or
Oh, I would never say that. I'm not in charge of what's them or not, or where they want to place it or anything.
how do you find it help them find it? Or
Well, I can give them my advice, which is how big it needs to be, all of that stuff to last the test of time. I can, make sure they understand what my style is and if they like my style. And usually I have to ask them to remove a few things. Usually people want to come in and have everybody in their family's name on them and a tattoo this big. And all these very symbolic things like a cardinal or a candy that everyone and everything has to be in this little thing. So it's like, okay, cool. How about let's pick 3 things and go from there. But it's hard.
as we go bigger, we have to do your entire body basically.
Right, which is cool too.
Over time.
Yeah, we'd love to tattoo your whole body, but it's just you kind of have to, like I said, pop a few balloons sometimes, just to get something that that they'll like for their whole life.
So, as to just bring it back a second, because I'm thinking about the commercial work that you've done. So what does it feel like for you? So, because you've done it multiple times now, when something goes to print and you see that copy of it.
That's crazy. That's really amazing. It was great. I kept going, wow, they really want me to do this? Hard to describe, I guess. I don't know. Wow, thanks.
It's got to be just a really, really great rush, I would think.
Yeah, when the publisher reaches out, publishers reach out and go, how many books, can we send you? What's your address? Let me send you. And I'm like, oh, for me? Oh, thank you.
Wait, I did that?
Oh, that was me, wasn't it? Oh, great. Cool, we're still doing this. All right, awesome.
Yeah, we did this.
Yeah, we did it.
So, do you have any more of those that are going right now, or is that?
No, I usually do. I've done, Christian Day does the Witch's Ball, and I've done the design for his swag bag for the last couple years. So I did it again this year. But I haven't had any, I'm doing my own side hustle, I guess.
You are your side hustle.
I am my side hustle, so I'm always painting. In between clients, I'll paint, start paintings. I have a couple projects I want to work on, so I'm always doing that.
And then one thing that so you work in pencil, you work in paint, you work in needles and skin. And I'm just really curious here, what's the difference between those to you as far as like the process and the media in a sense? Because they're different tools, they're different tools, they're different media. Some have higher stakes as far as erasing goes.
Yeah. Yes. Well, the similarities are that with both my paintings and with tattooing, there's no erases. So, but with painting, I tend to do more intuitive.
The painting is more of the Bob Ross happy little accidents, though.
Yeah, all of it.
Tattooing, not so much.
They're like the balance of the two. Like one, I can just kind of detach and let the painting tell me, and the other is I'm telling the tattoo what's going on. So that's kind of cool. You're telling
the tattoo what's going on. I just
yeah.
That's a really I kind of get what you were saying, but that's a really fascinating way to phrase it.
Like I'm in there, telling.
You're giving instructions to your art in a sense. And
the other one I just let it tell me.
And your hand's just executing it.
Yeah, but with painting it's the opposite. I just do that by well, I'll do usually a couple at a time because I paint very fast.
Oh, speed painting?
Yeah, I just like to work fast. I tattoo pretty quickly as well.
Well, I guess there's a
if you ever want one, won't take me long.
If I
Popeye anchor won't take too long.
Popeye spinach.
I dare you. I'll double dog dare you. Yeah. I'll do it for free.
No, I'm still not.
All right, someday.
When my kid gets around to doing them, he'll go to you, I'm sure. But,
oh yeah, you think?
Yeah, someday he'll probably think that he's annoying me by doing it, and I'll be like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, cool. I love to annoy parents.
Yeah, well, he'll think he's annoying me, and then I'll just look at him afterwards and like, okay, we're good.
Buzzkill.
Your arm, not mine.
Way to go.
Yeah, exactly. And then he'll be like,
oh man.
Well, he's 21, he's less prone to trying to like annoy Dad than he used to be, or thinking that he's annoying.
I don't know. I think you got 9 good years of him trying to annoy you.
Oh, I've got another 20 or 30 of him trying to
True.
annoy me, probably. But
I take that all back.
Yeah, but it's just the degree it changes. It's more like the little, passive-aggressive kind of digs that he'll be onto at that point. And so one thing that I will, kind of announce on your behalf to folks, because we've seen these photographs, is you have a lovely grandson. Yes. Through
Benjamin's daughter.
Yes.
Had her first baby this January.
And I will say, he's absolutely adorable. He looks like an elderly pharmacist.
Yes.
Because he's got the hairline. And
he does. Elderly pharmacist.
When I saw that, he's got elderly pharmacist hair.
I find him very much more handsome than an elderly pharmacist. I'm just talking about his hair. Oh, yes, the hair.
Yeah, he's got elderly pharmacist hair. He's got like the little tuft there and the little side thing. And it's kind of adorable.
It's very adorable. It's very adorable, yeah.
How has that, I guess, having that around, how has that been handled by the two of you? So there's a little mellowing, probably.
Great joy and anticipation. For serious. Yeah, it's great. I thought it would be a lot scarier, and I didn't think I'd be as, I don't know, psyched on it. I thought it would make me feel old, but it doesn't. He's so much fun. He's so smart, and he knows all the secrets of the universe. He just can't tell us.
He just can't say anything about him yet?
Not yet.
So another year or so, he won't stop telling you all those.
That's cool, too.
That's going to be really kind of amazing.
Yeah, it's really fun.
So I'll jump over to something entirely different. Well, almost entirely different. So you've lived in that condo now for, what, about?
Math, 2007, October 2007.
So about 16, 17 years, something like that?
Yeah.
How has things changed in the time you've been there? Because I've lived in Salem since 90.
Well, I'm nobody if I don't bring up parking. Just kidding. How are things changed in Salem? Or just on my end?
Well, yes. Salem in general and your neighborhood in particular, I think, because you've been a fixture there for years. So
I think that our neighborhood is still a great dog-friendly neighborhood. I think as a neighborhood, we're very tight. We know each other. We are waving at each other. We like each other. I feel really, really lucky about that. I just feel like there's obviously a lot more tourists, a lot more really fast traffic, a lot less parking spaces, and litter, stuff like that I hate. I mean, the litter I hate. The rest of that stuff I like.
Litter's horrible, but
yeah, like dirty diapers in the parking lot, from tourists. It's just,
no.
The last few years have been really bad with that.
I have the theory, and I've heard it from a lot of people, that just the last few years have basically, people forgot how to behave in public.
Yeah, it's not getting better.
That's the part that really concerns me. It does not seem to be improving as people get out and do more stuff. They've all become extra entitled, extra oblivious to their impact on the rest of the world.
Yeah, yeah, that has, and I mean in all of Salem too. It's, well, you know what, and even in my jobs, don't you find that in your work that people have a different kind of feeling about entitlement?
It's
like
been not too bad because most of our business is corporate.
Oh.
We have a little bit of residential, and yes, sometimes we do run into that, particularly in the residential side.
Yeah.
But we haven't taken on very many new residential clients in the last few years. We tend to be, when we do, they're friends of existing customers or neighbors or somebody, just all word of mouth stuff. So we don't really advertise for that.
Yeah.
The business customers tend to be pretty good to work with for the most part, especially the ones who were with us when the world shut down.
Right.
And we spent that frantic month or so transitioning everybody to remote work.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How crazy.
Oh,
what a time to be alive.
And have survived it all.
And so far, that's metal. Oh, he's not wood either.
No, and I'm not sure if that tree is, there might be
real.
some wood involved. Can we get some wood in here at some point? No, sorry. Well, we tried.
Buzzkill.
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunately, I don't think, this is local TV. We don't have the budget for wood.
That's ridiculous.
Gonna
That's
have to work
egregious.
on that. We'll have to find a way to get them more money. Hopefully this will get them some actual.
You know what? I feel like we're gonna be famous soon. Both of us.
We'll get them some sponsorship. So, sponsor. If you're looking to sponsor a show, you can sponsor us by providing real wood and send it care of Salem Access Television in Salem, Massachusetts. That's some address, Derby Street. I have no idea. I just walk in here. So.
Yeah, I don't know what address.
Send your wood. So, I'll because I like to just sort of randomly jump around on stuff because it's of interest. So what is, and I have no experience obviously with getting needles stuck into me for anything other than delivering like vaccines and IVs and stuff like that. What is the process like of working on a person?
Meaning, do you want to know like from beginning to end what the story is?
I'm just sort of curious.
Okay. So first of all, you work on the art. That's number one. Usually if it's a bigger piece, we'll want like, maybe I'll do a second appointment to come in and have them look at it and refine it.
Do you work in that scale that it's going to be on them, or do you work in like a larger
decide
format
that day.
and then scale it down? Or?
I tend to work bigger, so we usually, sometimes people just go, that's perfect, and just put it all on. But sometimes you have to scale it. Yeah, scale it up or down. And then you prepare the skin, so you clean it, shave them, and put a stencil on. Do you know what the stencil looks like? Any of that stuff?
No, really.
You don't know anything?
I have no expertise.
Oh
in
my
this
God,
area,
it's 2023. You don't know how a tattoo works?
I know there's like an electric needle thing involved.
Yes.
That's about it.
Yes. I'm still using the old machines too. So I have the coil machine.
Was it compressed air or?
No. It's an electric coil machine.
Okay.
Do you remember the old doorbells?
Yes.
So you know those two little coils that are in those? Yeah.
Yep.
My machines still are based on that.
Okay.
Most people.
What do they do now otherwise?
It's a little pen, a little rotary machine pen. That's like this.
That sounds kind of boring.
And it doesn't make any noise.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to go buzz when
Yeah,
you're doing it.
I'm
It's
still
supposed to-
doing that.
Is that because that's what you learned on and you're used to using it, or is it just because you prefer the feel of it, or?
I do have some of the pen machines. I haven't busted them out. They're a little bigger for my hand than I like.
Okay.
I hold the machines kind of weird. I hold it like, most people hold a pen like that. I hold it like this. So when I
And
tattoo,
you still have the fine control even with that. So.
Yeah. So the tattoo machine, the older ones are heavier on the back. So I feel like I have a different kind of control than those. I mean, I'm going to switch to them. So one of these days, I'll get someone in to let me practice.
Somebody will be a guinea pig for you.
Sure.
On it, and there you go. It's
Good
not
times.
Me. Not me, sorry. But.
Someone will let me.
So I have I know your husband Benjamin has a bunch himself.
Yes.
How many of those have you done?
I learned on him. So a lot.
So he was your test subject?
Yep, yes. And back when I met him, he was the first person I was ever with that had more tattoos than me.
There you go.
And so I was like, oh, there he is. Like, I'm gonna marry the first night I met him. Ridiculous.
I could tell that's the guy for me.
Yep. Yeah.
Clearly
crazy.
it worked.
Yeah. We've been together since we got married in '99, and been together since '95, I think.
Okay.
Math.
Yeah, that's close to 30 years.
So 20 years. Oh, 30 years.
Close to 28 years right now, to be exact.
Jeez
together.
Louise. Yep.
I had to math that very fast in my head. And
I respect that.
I have my moments. Well, there is that. So, I'm on going on 32 years of marriage myself. So.
Yeah,
and
it's cool, right?
Yeah, and one of the things that's weird is that I have friends of across all age groups as you, and it's always weird when I get to know somebody and I realize that, you were born like 2 years after I started dating my wife.
Yeah, that makes me feel weird too. But it's all an illusion, isn't it? Time.
Well,
Time is
the
an
saying.
illusion. What?
Time is an illusion. Lunchtime, doubly so.
I don't get it.
That's from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Remember, I'm a giant nerd.
I forgot.
Yeah.
You a nerd.
How could you forget?
I'm sorry.
I might be curious about things, but I'm, still a
Nerd
huge
alert.
dork. Yeah, exactly. Nerd
Taken.
alert. That's why this works.
That should have been like if you were going to run for mayor, would you have said that?
No.
Nerd alert.
The first.
Vote for me.
Yeah, no. The very first problem with that is the statement, "If you were going to run for mayor."
Oh, you mean when then?
Nice try. No.
Buzzkill.
I know. The paperwork is at my house right now, being filled out to completely leave it all behind. So
sure, you'll miss it.
There are moments when I do miss it.
Really?
Oh yeah, no, there are moments. And
Interesting.
I'll be completely serious for a second. So there were parts of the job that were awesome.
Yeah.
The parts of the job that were awesome were things like being able to look at a sidewalk being placed that got installed someplace where there hadn't been a sidewalk before ever, and being able, I was able to get that done, and being able to think about, or a repair, or a pothole, or a roadway resurfacing that hadn't been scheduled to be done, but you got it moved up because it really needed to be doing.
Right.
Things like that, or getting a street light fixed, or being able to just help somebody who's like, I want to put an addition on my house. What the heck do I do?
Right.
And it's like, this is who you need to talk to. They're going to get you this form. You're going to fill it out. Let me know if you have any problems. And being able to solve those kind of matters for people, that part was kind of great.
Yeah.
That was absolutely fantastic. It's the best part by far of doing any kind of local, whether it's being a city councilor or on the select board of a town or whatever you have. That's the part of the job that's great. It's the rest of it that you can just live without. Most of the people
we love
are
humanity. It's just people we don't like.
Yeah, exactly. Humanity is amazing.
Right.
Humans kind of suck.
Humans on the
They have
generally.
issues. But, and some more than others.
6 times out of 10, we don't like them.
Yeah, that's fair. It's,
Maybe 5 times out of 10, 50-50.
Yeah, there are moments when you think, was Thanos onto something? No.
Is that another nerd reference that I didn't get?
Yeah, Marvel stuff.
Gross.
He decided to solve the problems of the universe and overpopulation by just randomly getting rid of half of it, everything.
Cool.
Every being, every kind of creature in the universe, just he wanted the power to do that, and you almost think he had a point, but no.
Is this how nerds get revenge?
I wouldn't know, but there was the one day. There was the one day, way back when I was the stunt double for the mayor on the year that I was president of the council.
Oh, okay.
And there were a couple of times. There was 1 week during that year when the mayor went on vacation, and I had to be acting mayor for the week, which basically meant there was one day I had to go in and sign the paperwork, and otherwise just mind my own business.
Right.
But the day they had the first muster ceremony down at the Common,
Yeah.
nice tradition. It turned out that the mayor wasn't in attendance. The governor, who usually shows up, wasn't in attendance that year. And so for whatever reason, because as city council president, I was technically the highest ranking public official there. Mm-hmm. And because it's the National Guard, they report to that highest ranking person. Yeah. I mean, they do all their stuff. I don't actually their boss.
Right.
But they treat you during the thing like
So
you're the boss.
You wore a top hat?
No, there was no top hat involved. I just wore my suit, and I didn't even realize I was going to be the highest ranking person there, so it was kind of a surprise, like, okay. And I had to do the review of troops and stuff and try and keep up with the marching pace and all that. But the one thing I remember is when they were setting up the artillery, all those howitzers, I was thinking to myself, could I order them to put a couple of live ones in there?
How dare you?
I thought about it. They didn't. I don't think they brought any live ones.
I mean, you wouldn't be a human if you didn't just think about it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
we're just thinking about it.
I mean, everybody knows a couple of people that you might want to fire a howitzer at their home.
Not anymore. Mine are all gone.
Nice.
Right? I feel very lucky.
So you got that going for you.
Yeah, which is nice.
See, you have some references.
What was that? Caddyshack?
Yes.
Okay, phew. I got one.
Eternal consciousness, or yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Which is nice. Oh, that's right. You said, "Hey, llama."
Yes, exactly. Boy, big hitter, the llama.
Classic.
Yes. Well, yeah, exactly. There's a whole generation of people who, as a fellow Gen Xer, we are the generation that probably thinks mostly in movie quotes from the 80s.
Do we? Is that us?
I think most people seem to. It's an Xer thing.
Wow. Well, doesn't matter. Everyone will ignore us anyway.
Fair. Yeah. I'm just, at some point my kid will put me in the home, and
if you're lucky.
If I'm lucky. Yeah, well, he probably won't take the house until I'm dead, but whatever. We got that going for us.
Which is nice.
So we figured, so we've learned some stuff about the art you do. We've learned about the issues in peopling.
Yes. There's always issues in peopling.
Totally fair. Have you gotten back to going across the street to be social yet?
Not really.
No?
A little bit.
Because when you lived next to the VFW, I would figure
all
you'd
the
be
time,
there.
Yeah. Well, the pandemic, and I was really interested in not being sick with that.
Good call.
Coronavirus.
Yes.
And we were spending a lot of money there, which is probably bad.
Even with inexpensive drinks, it's still a lot of money.
Right, and my husband's will buy everyone anything. He's just that kind of person.
Yes,
He'll buy
this is true.
a round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. And it just, I don't know, it's a lot of money. Now that we have this little baby who we're buying different kinds of bottles, helping buy and be around. We have bottles with him instead. So it's,
Got to introduce him at some point.
Well, maybe when he's walking.
Yeah, once he's
kidding.
walking, you bring him in for a pop or two.
Sure. And then we'll never see him again because my stepdaughter will be very angry with us. I used to drink my dad's Budweiser. I'm fine.
Yeah. Look at it, all worked out.
It's fine.
It's
all
not a
worked
problem
out.
at all.
Look at me, I'm on TV.
Yeah, exactly. You drank your dad's Budweiser and now you're on TV.
Exactly.
Wow, you got that
Amazing.
going for you.
Which is nice.
So see, this hasn't been so bad. now,
No,
has it,
I'm terrified.
Yeah, but this hasn't been a terrible experience for you.
Sure. I don't think the mic's been able to pick up my bubble guts, but we're good.
I'm not picking them up over here, so
Oh,
it must
good.
be it must
Good.
be okay. So
We can blame the toad, at least.
yeah, that's
The intern.
the intern. The new show intern.
The new show intern.
Yeah, well, we'll see if he makes it here for next month's show. It was kind of a surprise, but not an entirely
not mad
unwelcome
about
one
it.
to find him here.
I'll make him tiny hats for next time.
Oh, yes, if he sticks around, we'll get him some clothes.
That top hat I was talking about.
Yeah, the naked toads is probably. Plus,
I mean, free to be you and me.
you know, he's been through some stuff because you saw that brand on him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's-
obviously in a fraternity.
Yes, they made in China fraternity or something. That's because that's what it
Toad
says, but-
fraternity?
Yeah, so, Phi Beta Toad or something like that, or whatever.
Oh, God. Are we doing Latin now? Please don't.
No, that's, I've exhausted my Latin already.
Really?
Yeah, just by saying Phi Beta.
No. Okay,
That's
cool.
pretty much it.
I almost cursed.
In Latin?
I think it's French. That's people say, excuse my French, when I say stuff like that.
So there you go. So before we bring this, because we've already been going for a while.
No.
Yeah, really?
Well, amazing.
Yeah, I know. I told you this kind of tends to fly by.
Sure.
So anything else you want to tell? And plugs for the business and any of those things? Plugs for your socials? Feel free.
I'm Inkwich Lisa on Facebook and on Instagram, and I work at Good Mojo Tattoos, and
They're not in Salem. They're in Beverly, but they're very cool.
yeah, you could walk there. I've walked there. It's a beautiful over-the-bridge scenario. And you can reach any of us artists if you just go on our website. There's a tattoo request form and start there. And if you don't pick me, if I'm not your style, I'm sure someone else is there. And what else?
No, you got the plugs in. Hopefully, we'll get you some customers out of this too, as a bonus.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
You know, that's the goal.
And then maybe we'll reappear at the VFW at some point.
last real time.
Because now you can be outside. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
You can go have drinks outside, which is nice.
Yeah, no, it's one of the kind of like to be even serious. It's kind of one of the little hidden secrets of the city.
Yeah.
People don't realize that it's a place you can go, you can join, the price is reasonable, the food's
Very.
good.
The food is very good, and you get a lot for what
Yeah.
what it's priced. It's very reasonable, and they're really good people. I love
Yeah.
all of them.
And there are music events there regularly
Yeah.
and stuff, and
They're like family to
a
us
nice crew of
still.
regulars. And
Yeah, it used to be cooler regulars, but maybe
well,
we'll be
when
back.
you guys stop being regulars, that's
Maybe when we stop being so homebodies, in bed by 9 o'clock now.
Oh, did you ever think you'd get to that day?
Nope.
Nope.
I was supposed to be out of here by 30. I didn't think I'd make it to 30.
Yeah, you made it well past that. You've done
Wow.
fine.
Okay.
Hey, I haven't
Well
said
past that?
Yes, I haven't said
How
well past
rude.
30.
How rude.
I haven't said any specifics, nor am I going to.
I'm a lady.
Yes, you are, very much so,
Oh.
and proud of it.
Sure.
So, so anyhow, for the benefit of all you guys out there, I hope you enjoyed our conversation today. This is again Lisa Ainsworth. She is Inkwich Lisa online and works at Good Mojo Tattoos over in Beverly. And if you hang out in the Derby Street neighborhood enough, whether you get coffee or go to a restaurant there or just wander around, you will see her. She is a mainstay of the neighborhood. So until next month, I'm Josh Turiel. This is Lisa Ainsworth. This is our unnamed toad who just randomly showed up here. And Thank you for coming to watch another episode of Salem Connections. Until next time, see you soon.